Good morning, my dear customers. How may I serve you in this beautiful morning? My. My name is Komori Mephisto Kirai. I'm a VTuber bartender and welcome to my first real video on this YouTube channel. I'll be posting a lot of stuff at least once a week, with covers, random thoughts, reflection, and in-depth theories about different media subjects. And as you can see tonight, or more likely this morning, we'll be talking about La Abuela, a movie directed by Palaco Plaza, the director of the Rec franchise. Be aware that there will be spoilers ahead for the media I'll be talking about. I would also like to say that this is the start of this new format called Unmasked reviews. So, with time I'm gonna start editing more and more. Today it's more like a test and talk about a movie that I've watched in the movie theater some time ago already. But, I thought that it was very interesting. Maybe not the best movie, one of my favorites. Not even like the one that gives the most thoughts and reflections. But, it was quite decent. So, if you're interested in watching the movie, proceed with precaution. So, again, I would like to announce that I watched this movie 2 weeks ago under a special avant-premiere program. This movie is going to be released the 6th of April, if everything goes well and we don't have a pandemic on the way. So, keep that in mind. But at the same time don't, because I need that watch time, baby! So sit down in one of the free tables, come take a drink, it's on the house after all, and let's talk about La Abuela. First of all, I like to rant about a certain topic. Why the fuck would teenagers come and watch this movie? Why has it been advertised like the next Conjuring, The Nun, The Curse of La Llorona, or another deeply jump-scary movie, when it's very atmospheric, it is quite arty, and slowly builds tension, in the way a movie like It Follows would. Keep it a secret, but my next video might be about something related to that movie, but shh. Without wanting to gatekeep anyone, I believe that this movie needs some maturity to be understood, and will ruin the whole mood of the movie theater you're going to. I could hear people laughing because of the naked body of La Abuela, which you can see in the trailer saying stuff like, "It's so disgusting!" when that's the whole point. How the body of an older person is miserably weak and not pretty to the eye compared to the one of the younger model. And by the way, the person interpreting La Abuela, Vera Valdez, used to be Channel's favorite model in the past. It's a movie with a deeper message that will fly over young people's heads, and especially from people that are just gonna come watch this movie without really taking in account some of the informations, right? Like who the actors are, the background, etc. So, talking about getting old, the passage of time, the cultural and personal sociological transmission of our beings into the next generation when we die is the main message of the movie. How to deal with getting old, how to deal with people close to us getting old, and the world of modeling altogether. And during those laughs really got me out of the mood sometimes, especially because I was sitting next to those people I wanted to, just gently kick out of the cinema, to say it the most politely possible. This is such a complicated movie to review, mostly because of the teenagers' reactions. I'll still try to do my best to look at it objectively speaking. So, did I like the movie? Yes, I certainly did. The camera work, the trippy dreams that the main character has, the ambience, the grandma are all top tier. I couldn't get enough of her. And let's not even talk about how much the main character's acting was on point. Everything was slowly built, the cinematography was simple, during the day scenes, really could make it seem like a sort of drama, before it being an horror movie, which is the biggest particularity, I would say, about the flick. I wouldn't be able to explain with some more technical words why it looks like a drama, I just know, and you all probably know as well. All of the sad moments where the young model learns how to take care of her grandmother, and see that she just can't do that by herself, and gets emotionally overwhelmed, is something that we have all been through. A member of her family suffering of a trauma, an illness, such as dementia, that reduce them to beings that we are not used to knowing. It questions our moral, if it wouldn't be better to let those people die through euthanasia, They probably live in a different world and are suffering so deeply inside. We have no idea of what those people are truly going through, making every meal a suffering, because they could be choking out of nowhere. And be ready for we should be ready for the consequences that could occur, like practicing the Heimlich maneuver, which, you know, it's not something we do often, and many of us probably have no idea how to do it, which is a life-saving gesture. I'm not gonna be talking about the plot twist, but all I'll say is that possessed old people need to die. Simple as that. Back on track though. There are a lot of things the cameraman focuses on, which are a key to deliver the message of the movie. Mirrors that represent how similar the grandma and the younger model are, but also with the clocks that represent the time that passes, how different their bodies are. We see the Abuela and the younger model naked to directly draw comparisons. Example: the grandma needs to be cleaned by the younger model with a sponge. The younger model can do it on her own. The younger model needs to, you know, put some diapers on the Abuela because the Abuela tends to crap herself. You know, which is a scene in the movie. So if you guys have any problem with seeing that type of stuff, keep that in mind. I would have expected a little bit more of a body horror, to be honest. I understand that this is the point of the movie, how a normal old body, even from someone who used to be adored by many with a perfect body, right, ends up becoming miserable the more you get old. And as the teenagers in my movie theater would say, it got a little bit uncomfortable because it was disgusting. But still, the presence of the monster, advertised many times in the posters, can only be seen in the last few minutes of the movie. I wouldn't call the design interesting anyway, but it's worth pointing it out. Should have kept the grandma all the way and stick with that thought of body horror without any true makeup. Another idea important in my opinion to talk about is how the movie is far away from being scared to criticize the world of modeling. A job where 30 years old is basically when you're considered too old and ready to retire, especially for a woman. If you don't keep up with the rhythm, not only will time catch up with you, but also the newer models will end up replacing you, and the jobs that you used to have will stop coming your way. You have to pay attention not to stress yourself too much, or sleep, for your skin. Use lots of products, take care of your body, with the nutrition to be perfect, etc. Which I thought was really interesting from the movie to highlight this part. During many scenes where the young girl takes care of her skin, or worries about it because of the stress she's going through. And again, you know, drawing comparison with the Abuela, that doesn't really take care of her body anymore, probably because she's just tired of having this type of daily routine. So yeah, it's interesting, really, really interesting. It is quite a depressing world, and the people that will offer you the jobs when you're older in this line of career are all creeps that only care about seeing the beauty of a decaying body, being closer to death, because we all know how close Thanatos is to Eros, right? For the people that don't know, Thanatos is like the god of death, and Eros is the god of love, so more like goddess of love, right? But more like God, truly. I mean, they kind of keep that shade of you don't know what type of gender it is, especially nowadays. It would be more non-binary, but whatever. If I would have to criticize something, spoiler alert, is the fact that as many critics have said, it's very predictable, and in my opinion, has a lot of wasted potential for the ending. It was kind of underwhelming to see that the younger model didn't really put up a fight and got overwhelmed so easily by the Abuela. I get it, she's an overpowered witch, but come on. She could have tried, I don't know, a shitty ritual that she learned when she was younger. So overall, I would give it a 7 out of 10 rating wise. It is definitely worth a watch if you're into more atmospheric horror movies who aren't scared to have a deeply conveyed message, especially when horror movies are getting such few movie theater releases as of late. It's an amazing experience if you get the right audience. Don't expect it to have a lot of fun, a violent long climax, or jump scares every 2 seconds for ADHD kids. It's an indie movie, not a masterpiece in my opinion, but not every horror movie needs to be one after all. Thank you for listening and watching this humble bartender. Don't forget to lock the door when leaving. Carpe diem and memento comoricus amoris. See you next week for another Unmasked review on Under the Silver Lake. Arrivederci.